downstairs.
Okay, let's go to the stairs. Where
I'm going to go down there.
Virtual reality
I'll look up at you.
would be awesome.
Yes, exactly. Hello, do you see me downstairs?
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
Come on down.
Hey yo, what's up?
What's up guys, Eric here with the Hollow Herald. Today we have a really exciting, exclusive video for you. We got to try Prism for the HoloLens, made by Object Theory. This is an incredible collaboration app that really showcases the future of this type of technology. It's the first HoloLens app we've seen with some real stick to it. We've had a lot of new subscribers lately. For those of you that are new to the channel and have mostly come from our VR or MR side of the content, our channel really focuses on HoloLens content and AR videos. So this type of video is really our bread and butter. This is what we like to do. In this video, we got to sit down with Raven from Object Theory. This is a really great way to just demonstrate the capabilities of this app because he's all the way over in his house in Oregon and we're all the way over here in Utah, and we're just collaborating and he's showing us the app. So it's like a real world use case for this app in the video. It's really awesome. He walks us through the A, B, and C, and D of Prism, all the social links and all of the important links to get to Object Theory's website and their bug database, and all of that fun stuff is down in the description below. So go ahead and check those out. There's tons more information down there. Object Theory is a really cool company that spent the time to give us this app early so we could get it out on time to show you guys for the release date. It comes out today, the day of this video, so go out, check it out and download it. Object Theory is a really nice company. They really have developers in mind and they have the whole community and furthering AR and HoloLens in general. And we don't see that in a lot of the companies, so it's really cool. Go out, support them. They're super awesome. This is not a paid advertisement or anything weird. We just generally like the company and the fellas there. This is a long video, jam-packed full of information for enthusiasts, developers, enterprise people, just people that are interested in the future of technology. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, let's go ahead and run through Prism by Object Theory. Alright, so first it starts out and we have to adjust the device so you can see all four corners, or the blue fit box, air tap, or say hide fit box to continue.
Please wait a few seconds while we map your space.
This is kind of
cool.
cool.
Look at the floor and use your gaze to position the blue disc where you want the holographic table to appear. Air tap or say select to place.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Actually, their way they do spatial mapping is really cool. It's like fragmented. You can't, if I look kind of far off, you can kind of see like the purple glow of everything around. It's really kind of cool take on the spatial mapping that I haven't seen before. Like in your face, like, hey, you are using spatial mapping, but it's not in your face like most apps are. All right, let's jump in. I'm actually gonna do a. I'm gonna have her run us through it.
Welcome to Prism by Object Theory. This is a demonstration of our mixed reality collaboration service. This application allows you to have a shared experience to discuss three-dimensional objects and environments in true 3D. In this demo, imagine you're designing a house or planning a mountain hike. Each person in a session appears as an avatar, like the two robots you see now. Audio chat with spatial sound allows you to carry on a conversation anywhere in the world with a real sense of presence. Walk around the holographic table. You'll see a toolbar along the edge. This toolbar gives you access to the demo experiences and a few options, such as walking inside the house in true scale. At any time, you can say, show voice commands for help. Now you're ready to explore Prism by Object Theory. Once you're in a session, you can open the session manager to see session info, mute other participants, or leave the session.
So this is a quick little rundown of the app, as the lady just said. I'm just going to run you through a couple of the key features.
Air tap and drag your hand to draw.
Ooh. You can draw a lot like the traditional drawing apps, but in a collaborative setting, which is actually a lot more fun than you would think, as you'll see later on in the video. People are represented by avatars. We have Terry and Alex here. They're not real people. They're just bots for right now. But when you do join in, they will look very similar to this. There's lots of cool stuff. We're going to get way more in-depth in the video, but I'm just going to do a quick rundown. It's just a collaborative setting where you can interact with your peers or co-workers or whatever it happens to be that you're in the setting with. You can go through all different types of models and settings. It's really awesome. But as far as that goes, I mean, Raven does a much better explanation than I ever will. So this is going to be a long video, but it's jam-packed full of really cool information for developers, for enthusiasts, or for just people that are excited about this technology. So I guess let's just jump into the review with Raven. Let's start with you just walking me through the app. You want to do that real quick? You can guide me.
Yep.
Give me a tour.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the house under experiences. We're going to start with the modern home. This is kind of the first demo experience that we built to showcase our collaboration technology. And what you'll see here essentially is a 3D rendering of a modern home with some plants and some glass. And there's also these 3 callouts, these push pins, triple glazed windows, cellulose insulation, and ground source heat pump. If you gaze over the top and activate the pop-ups, you can actually air tap to see a guided animation of those architectural features of the home.
Okay, cellulose insulation. Air tap to learn more. Okay. So are you seeing this now too, that we're inside the demo?
I'm not seeing this because we've disabled the host mode for this release.
Oh, okay.
Normally I would guide you through and you would kind of observe what I'm doing as the host. We wanted it to be a little bit more exploratory in this first version. We probably will re-enable host controls in a future update.
Okay.
But it does exist. We have built applications for our customers where they wanted someone essentially to be in control of the experience and guide others with them.
Okay, sweet. So we have cellulose. Let's see what this one does. Oh, this is like triple pane windows. Oh, this is cool. So, okay. And then it's just a canned animation. This is cool. So if you draw, can I see it in real time?
Yeah, so I'm going to start drawing. I've got a purple marker and I'm just drawing in circles over the top of the house right now.
Okay, I see
in
it.
3-dimensional space. It tracks to my air tap and hold, and so I can actually interact. There you go, perfect. We've just interacted together. We've done a drawing together. It's not as precise, of course, as other VR and MR drawing apps, but we wanted to basically have the ability, if we're looking at the same model, I can say, look at this corner of the house. We need to deal with having a safety rail for children, as an example. So it's this notion of annotating space. So how do I draw attention beyond just a gaze array? Because I certainly could put the marker down and then just look at this spot, and you'll see my gaze array pointing at the same location. We wanted to have another layer beyond that to be able to annotate or draw extra attention to a specific part of the model.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
So I see your gaze right now. I see where you're looking.
Yep.
Are you at a canned distance from the model right now? Or like if you take a step back in your room, oh, there you go. Okay, that's exactly what I was curious of.
Yeah. So do this step about, 2 meters forward.
Okay.
So that you're closer to me.
Okay, to you.
Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around you, and you should have the experience of the spatial audio actually tracking to my location. So if I go behind you, for instance, you should be hearing me from behind you. So you have these audio cues with 3-dimensional spatial audio. One of the great parts of the HoloLens is this notion of providing directional audio or spatial audio. And so in a larger group, or if you had 4 of us in this room, you'd get these cues at various locations, and you'd be able to turn your body and actually see the avatar speaking to you at that location in space.
Okay, that's cool. That was kind of a little trippy, actually. It was almost like a ASMR on YouTube where they have like 2 microphones set across your head and like the...
Exactly. Yeah, almost like a binaural audio.
Exactly, yes. And the HoloLens does such a good job of it too, because like the distance it is from your ears and the way it's like not headphones, it makes it actually sound like it's behind you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. These models are really high resolution too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, think of this content as kind of placeholder content for the demo. What our clients do is use this kind of underlying collaboration technology to then import their own content, whether that be manufacturing or healthcare or automotive, defense, whatever industry they happen to be in. It really, think of this as kind of a framework to have a collaborative communication session with your own content. So some of our customers have private content. They're representing designs for products that they want to have internal to their organization, and they want to have folks around different offices have a spatial conversation around a 3D model, and this enables that.
Okay, that is awesome. So, question: Does it know height too? Are we using like height off the ground? So if I like kneel down, can you tell that I'm kneeling?
Yes, you're definitely down. Because we're only tracking the center of your head position, I'm not seeing legs or sitting versus squatting. So your whole avatar. So for instance, if I go down, you'll see I'm actually sitting on the floor, but it just looks like I've gone down. You could fathom in the future, us articulating an entire body based on sensors. Gesticulating with our hands, having sensor packs on legs and things, but think of this demo really as what can we do with just the HoloLens and no accessories or extra sensors? What are the capabilities for collaboration just with a single device that you're wearing? And so that's what you're experiencing now, is us doing what we can with a single device. If we had other devices that were communicating with the HoloLens, we could do a lot more precision. We just wanted this to be a kind of a freestanding app for HoloLens that was not dependent upon any other accessories.
No, that makes so much sense, especially because there aren't like many accessories built out for the HoloLens right now. So can I move the table? Question.
Yes, go to that voice commands panel and you'll see a voice command at the bottom of the list, which allows you to then reposition.
Place table. Oh. Okay, now I see.
Yeah, air tap and
Does
drag.
It moves you with it. Okay, cool. I actually want to.
I am in relations to the table. So if you move the table, I'm going to move with it.
I'm gonna move. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna make this seamless. I'm gonna move our whole entire office around, just to make this look cool. Air tap and hold. Okay, and let's put you right there. All right, this looks cool. I just put you in the very center of the office. So, how does it work? Like, let's say I'm in a small office. Can I, if someone like walks off into infinity, like if I walk way over here, can you still see me, even though I go really far away?
Absolutely. We've done that. I'll give you a great example of that. Go ahead and go to the options panel and select TrueScale.
Look at the floor.
Okay.
And air tap to teleport to the highlighted
We're now
location.
inside of the house, and as you move, we're tracking a one-to-one relationship as you walk to the relationship to the size of the home. So if you walk 3 meters in virtual space, that's 3 meters across the house. You can also teleport by bringing your finger up, and you'll see the little teleport icon, and then you air tap to go to that location. So you can go all the way across the house, and then you and our avatars will be quite a distance from each other.
So like we said before, we're not in host mode, so you're not inside the house with me right now, correct?
I decided to go with you, so I'm also in TrueScale, and so where I'm standing, let's do this. I'm going to stand next to the edge of the table. Are you seeing me? If you come around that corner, are you seeing me?
Yeah, I got you.
Against the edge of the table?
Yes.
So it's tracking to where I am in this kind of one-to-one relationship.
Okay, that is awesome. That is awesome.
You can also go teleport to the edge of the stairs. You can actually teleport downstairs.
Okay, let's go to the stairs. Where it is.
I'm going to go down there.
Virtual
I'll
reality
look up at you.
would be awesome.
Yes, exactly. Hello, do you see me downstairs?
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
Come on down.
Can I actually, if I walk forward, will I go? No, let's teleport down there. Here we go.
No, we don't track that.
That would be really trippy to walk down the stairs, actually.
That would be.
Wow, okay.
You can see the plants on the balcony here. I'm going to go outside. And what you actually could do is walk off onto the horizon. You can see me I'm basically walking in my house down a hallway.
Oh, he left his Wi-Fi.
There we go.
There you go. You got a little away from your wife. This is cool. So this actually doesn't
I
use...
made the mistake of going down a dark hallway, so it lost tracking.
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that. So, okay, so
Yeah.
this actually doesn't use much bandwidth, does it either? We could be pretty low latency and still be able to
yeah.
achieve talking.
Yeah, we've had people all over the world. Actually, we've done sessions with as many as, I think, 12 people. We did a test session with 12 concurrent users. We could certainly go more than that. But for this demo, we limited just to 4 to kind of give you a taste of what a group session would be like. And I think for a lot of HoloLens folks, this will be the first time they've done any sort of collaborative computing, this demo. The first time I had an experience to have audio chat with avatars was really an amazing experience. It really opened up the opportunities for what I thought about the platform. And, Alex Kipman spoke a lot this summer at the Decode conference in Japan about his vision for collaborative computing, and completely agree with that perspective on the role that mixed reality can play in kind of the benefits of collaborative computing.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, when the HoloLens came out about a year and a half ago, this was like their showcase stuff that they would show in the demos, was people like meeting in a warehouse across this with avatars that actually look very similar to our avatars. And
Absolutely.
This was like the showcase thing, but yet until this point, we have not seen it happen yet. So this is really exciting.
I'm nodding my head
Oh.
in agreement here with my avatar. I don't know where you went.
I'm
You're here somewhere.
I'm wandering around. I'm upstairs. I'm just checking out the whole
Of
house.
course.
So is there proximity voice? So like if I get really far away from you, will you get quieter?
So we implemented that, and we actually found it a little bit counterproductive in terms of collaboration. I think it's a great idea, but we found that as you teleported off into the house, we really struggled to have a conversation. So we've left it at a greater volume threshold so that you can still actually communicate if people go off at a distance.
No, that makes sense. Especially if I got too far away, it'd be really hard to find you without being able to hear your voice.
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
And you'll have this tag-along UI, which you can also pin, but generally it's good to just leave it in tag-along mode, because if you're teleporting all over the place, you want to be able to get back to your UI pretty easily. And you can go from if you go back to options, you'll see tabletop mode, and you can actually teleport back to the table. If at any point in time you want to go back to the table, you can do that.
Okay, let me do that now. Let's go to the mountain.
So I'm back at the table, and I'm actually sticking my head in. It's kind of fun. It's like a dollhouse. If you get down low at the table and kind of peek in the windows, you can see a lot of details in the house. We didn't furnish the house for this demo, but you certainly could.
No, yeah, definitely. You could even have like your own stuff that you could place in there. Okay, let's get it nice and close. Oh yeah, you can. It's like, oh yeah, you can see really good in there. So now, question. I know this is going to be.
Yep.
If you're in the house mode, can I see you walking around the house?
That is on our roadmap.
Okay.
The notion of kind of teleporting as an avatar and going inside the house. So that's something we'd love to do.
Yes.
We wanted to get this demo out quickly, so there's a lot of stuff that had to get tabled.
No, yeah, obviously. Feature creep.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you mentioned, we discussed that this isn't in Windows Mixed Reality yet, for the beta at least, right?
Yep.
So,
Correct.
is it expected to be?
It does work. Yeah, absolutely. We have it working at our office. We also have a working Windows 10 desktop version. So you basically drive it like a first-person shooter with a mouse and a keyboard.
That's
and
awesome.
If I had that machine with me here at the house, I could actually join as another avatar, and you would see me driving my avatar around with my keyboard and mouse and acting and behaving as though I was a HoloLens user, but with a two-dimensional screen. And I think that's a great example of the power of UWP, these Universal Windows Platform apps, because we can take a Unity-based HoloLens app and make it work on a desktop PC or on a Windows mixed reality immersive headset without essentially a rewrite. It's certainly some work required to make it function cross-platform, but it's an incremental amount of effort opposed to a complete new application on those platforms.
No, yeah, it's awesome. I expect to see a lot more of like the HoloLens apps, and with the WMR stuff coming out, I expect a lot more apps to start coming to HoloLens. That's really exciting. One thing I noted that when we were in San Francisco that was kind of weird is that when we used it in the same room, the avatar was actually covering the other person. That's how accurate it was.
Yeah. In most cases, people will use this where they're not physically with the other user. In most cases, we imagine this being used where you have a colleague in another city and you want to have a conversation in 3D space with them. There will be cases where you and a colleague are in one location and perhaps two other colleagues are in another location, and we certainly plan to fully support this notion of multiple modes of shared experience where the two of you might not see each other as avatars locally, but you would see your remote colleagues brought to the environment as avatars and vice versa. But at the demo you saw in San Francisco, we actually just kept that on. So there was a virtual me and a real me kind of cohabiting the same space.
What was incredible to me was, well, two things while we were in San Francisco, was the accuracy of the placement. Like, as Austin would take a step to the left, his avatar would have like almost zero latency and step right with him, covering him, which just testifies to how like accurate it is you are in your space. And then also the audio was like barely delayed. When he would say something in real life, it was almost like I was hearing him directly to the headset. The latency is just what's really impressive to me, because in my understanding, it feels like an app like this would be very taxing. Like you'd have to have really fast internet. But I mean, you said you were doing it off of a 4G, weren't you?
Yeah, I often will demo this using a smartphone or a hotspot.
Which is awesome, because I mean, I bet there's lots of cases where someone will need to jump in, if they're in the field looking at an oil rig and they need help or something like that, they could just drop on their phone and get help right there and have the person actually walk around, which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go through the mountain real quick.
Okay, let's go. So here you'll see Mount Hood, which is the volcano, dormant volcano near Portland, Oregon, where we're based. It's the highest elevation in the state of Oregon. It's in the Cascade volcanic range, which includes mountains like Mount Shasta and Mount St. Helens, which did explode a couple decades ago. Mount Rainier, which is outside of Seattle. And we put this in as a demo because we wanted to showcase what it might be like to have a conversation around planning some activity or event with others. So the house, one could fathom it being, an architect and a buyer, or a construction team.
We're recording my voice correctly.
Here, think of this as, we're going to go on a
check real quick.
Mountaineering expedition together or a hike together, and what it would be like to have a team of folks who were distributed have a conversation and a planning session together. You could imagine a lot of compelling use cases for satellite data, whether that be engineering or environmental science or defense. There's a lot of compelling use cases for satellite data review. And so we wanted to showcase a little bit of that as well.
Okay. Yes. I mean, you could even just imagine of like the real-time data purposes for like the hurricanes, or people meeting together for just...
So yeah, this app, we soft launched it today. It should be on the store and findable tomorrow being the 21st of November. Right now it's kind of in this private link phase before it goes out into the catalog, but then it will be on the store. Anyone with a HoloLens will be able to download it for free, and I would suspect you'll start to see sessions appear in this app, and you'll be able to connect with other HoloLens users around the world as this app is downloaded and launched on people's devices.
But
we'd love feedback. I mean, this is what we call beta 1, so there's going to be probably some things that don't work quite perfectly. People will find some bugs, or they'll have some ideas. We'd love to hear from people if they just email us prism@objecttheory.com. We'd love feedback from the community and hope people have fun with it. I mean, for us, for many people, it'll be the first time they have a collaborative computing experience with a HoloLens. And it can be a very profound and moving experience to to have a network session like this with people around the world. And while we're not putting this out to create a chat or a social application experience, it wouldn't surprise me if some folks use it in that regard, simply because of the lack of choice, lack of options out there currently. I certainly think there's going to be a whole variety of collaborative computing applications, both from Microsoft and from third-party developers over the next couple of years. It's going to be an exciting space. It's one we're really excited about being in, and we hope other third-party developers build fantastic experiences for collaborative computing as well.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, because we talked about that, how this would be really good for businesses, but you're exactly right when you say people will use it for social stuff, because it's just hard not to get in here with like a pen and different stuff and hang out with people and just join into random rooms just to see, especially because everybody that's going to be doing it right now is going to be very like-minded and into the same technologies. And as I was saying before, it's really awesome to see Object Theory or other companies giving even just like little tastes of their full featured apps to developers to get their minds jogging, to get people excited, to show their bosses, to do whatever. And we haven't seen that yet. Like a lot of the big boy apps, quote unquote big boy apps, have been hidden off away. But this is awesome. This is like our first taste of this app. This is cool.
Oh, thank you. We had a lot of fun making it, and we hope a lot of people have a lot of fun trying it out, and we'd love to get feedback. Find any bugs or you have any ideas, just email prism@objecttheory.com. We'd love to hear from the community, and hope it can serve as inspiration for the future of collaborative computing. I think it's one of the strongest aspects of the future of mixed reality is this notion of having a sense of presence, especially with 3D spatial sound, and this notion of kind of embodiment of avatars representing the human form. I think we're going to look back 4 or 5 years now and laugh at how far we've come. The technology has moved so rapidly. A lot of folks are already experimenting with how we do what's called holographic telepresence, where you are doing real-time scanning. It was in that Microsoft Vision video for the team building the retail environment for the shoe company.
Yes.
And you can imagine that really profoundly changing how human beings interact and work together remotely.
No, yes, which is awesome. And we see like little tidbits of that from indie developers. Like, this is kind of funny that this app encapsulates probably like 12 different apps that indie developers have made, has combined them all into one app with like a cohesive unit, and then made it all collaborative, which is awesome. This is cool.
Yeah, I mean, one of the advantages of having a company is you've got people's time, 40 or so hours a week to focus in on problem solving. A lot of indie developers have to find time at night or on weekends because they have a day job. And I think as you start to see this economy become much more mature and there are more holographic and mixed reality developers who are doing this full time, you're going to see a level of quality and commitment increase because you can put the hours in, not just nights and weekends. This app is largely a labor of daytime employment, and there's a lot you can do when you commit 2,000 hours a year at a job to development.
Yes, and people that are very excited about developing too, because it's so new and fresh, and people love new mediums and everything. Especially if you get paid to work in a medium like this, and that's like most people's dream. That's awesome.
It's going to happen. I mean, all of the people that are putting in the blood, sweat, and tears now as indie HoloLens developers, it's going to pay off tremendously over the next 3 to 5 years as this set of talent and skills are going to be in tremendous high demand. And so I'm excited for those folks who've jumped in. I know it may seem at times difficult, there's kind of a labor of love where people are putting in a lot of hours and passion, but it's going to pay off. This market is going to take off. We're really at the beginning. We've chosen to focus on the enterprise because there is paid work and demand in the enterprise right now, and there will be a consumer ecosystem, there will be an entertainment ecosystem. It will all happen, but these things will take time as iterations of the technology come out and as the market grows.
No, you're exactly right. Enterprise is where it's at. Especially Microsoft is focusing on enterprise so much too. The indie developers, they're definitely support a community and they're really generous to us, but enterprise is really where it's at, which makes sense. We talk about this in our podcast all the time, is where it makes sense, because once it's in people's businesses and people are forced to use it, then it will like seep into their normal lives. So it's super exciting time right now. And I hope people get to say, so do you have any, what's like your guys' social links and stuff like that for people if they want to follow you on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those places?
Yeah, so LinkedIn, we do have an Object Theory page, although the two founders, Michael Hoffman, my co-founder, and Raven Zachary, that's me, we're on LinkedIn. You can follow us individually. On Twitter, it's Object Theory. Website, objecttheory.com. You can find us here in the app. We'll try to hang out and get feedback from folks in real time. For those of you who are curious about things that we might find and work on fixing, we're going to be launching a web page tonight, objecttheory.com/prism, and I'm going to be kind of tracking a known bugs or a known issues list. There's a couple things we found in this first beta, and so I'll list those there. And as people report other issues, we'll list them so that folks know who's reported what, and then we'll just work on getting those bugs fixed, and then hope to have an aggressive roadmap of updates of content and social features and other things to get people having a great experience in this app on the HoloLens.
No, that's awesome. And having a bug database like that is going to be very important, because people are very keen to tell you what's wrong with your product.
We are very open. We've been in software long enough to know that nothing's perfect and everything is iterative, and there's always room to improve with feedback. So we are very open to any critique, areas of improvement. Would love to get more eyes on this app and to build a better app based on feedback.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for walking us through this. Any last bits of thing you want to throw at me?
Well, I would say if you have a chance to check in tomorrow when it does finally get listed on the store, I think once you have a 4-person experience, it's a real eye-opener, and I hope you get a chance to try that out, maybe even do some video recording of a 4-person conversation. It'll be live tomorrow morning, and we'll do kind of a press push and get the word out to the community, and probably see a lot of sessions taking place over the next couple of weeks as people try it out for the first time.
No, yes, that's gonna be awesome. We'll definitely be on that. This will not be the end of this, especially if you guys plan future releases and new features and all that. There'll definitely be more. Well, there you guys have it. That's Prism by Object Theory. This is an incredible app that we're looking forward to for more features. Like we said below, there's lots of places to get information about this app. Objecttheory.com, their Twitters, everything. All the relevant links will be down below, so go ahead and click on all of those so you can find out more about the app. Go ahead and try this app out for yourself and get back to us. And hopefully we can even talk to some of you guys in Prism if you guys have a HoloLens. Just shoot us a comment or a message and we'll jump on with you guys and we can have a chat. It'll be awesome. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Holo Herald. If you guys want to find more AR, VR, MR, XR, TR, QR, any content you guys can imagine related to reality, we'll be covering it. So go ahead and subscribe, like the video if you guys enjoyed it, and we'll check you guys out in the next one.
Get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on. Is that your chick? People you know.